This is a nether portal. Nether portals are kind of boring, but hopefully after today, we're not gonna say that anymore. But before I build the most pointless and most amazing thing you've ever seen, let's do a rapid fire of nether portal facts that you may or may not know. Nether portals are created from obsidian. Obsidian can be found in caves when water flows naturally over lava, or you can create it by pouring a water bucket over the top as well. Just don't accidentally get stuck below an obsidian floor. I've never done that, but you might lose a few items if you do. Obsidian can also be found in large supply on the center island of the end dimension. Probably a safer bet if you've already beat the dragon. Nether portals can only be rectangles. You can't make them out of triangles, circles, or any other shape, only four-sided rectangles. They can be built as small as 4 blocks wide and 5 blocks tall, up to a maximum size of 23 by 23. When constructing a frame, if you're light on resources, you can leave out the corners, but I don't trust anyone who does this. Once the frame is constructed, they can be lit with a flint and steel, a fire charge, or even something like a well-timed gassed fireball. Anytime a portal is lit, there is a chance for a zombified piglin to spawn. So the larger the portal, the higher the chance, which is why a farm like this works. Portals can also be deactivated by breaking any non-corner piece of the frame. So, did you pick all that up in one go? If not, that's fine. Just hit that rewind button, and maybe while you're at it, click the like button too. But before I start building this monstrosity of a nether portal that we're gonna do today, I wanna mention one more thing about portals. This block right here is the one I'm gonna choose. You could do either one of these, but this is the one that I picked first. The coordinates in the top left of the screen are -1475 and 608. That is the X coordinate and Z coordinate of this block right here. The Y coordinate, which is in the middle, does not really matter because portals can be built anywhere up or down in the world. And what I'm gonna do is divide by 8 after taking a look at Prowl's new house over here. This all looks ripe for the prankin', but no, we'll come back. We'll come back, don't worry. Anyway, -1475 divided by 8 is -184, and 608 divided by 8 is 76. So that is the nether side coordinate that we're gonna look for. I'm gonna borrow Prowl's portal right here because I broke my portal on the nether side so that I can properly show you how to link these up. I'm headed over here to -184 and 76, and as you can see, this is pretty much where I had a portal before, and this is the block we're looking for. So I'm gonna break this, and I'm gonna build just a tiny portal because I'm gonna break this again in a minute, and there we go. Just a simple 4 by 5 nether portal. I'm gonna light this up, and as long as the portal on the overworld side is already pre-lit, as soon as I walk through this, it's gonna find that portal and link it up to this one. And here we are, home sweet home, back where we started. I've been using this portal since I got over here, and actually, I think I had one up there for a while too. So this might be the second portal that I've had here, and I'm gonna replace it with something much larger. That's not too big, right? Now we'll go with it. But there's gonna be a giant wall right here that goes up to about that point on this building. Oh, that'll be cool. If I can keep some trees and some bamboo on the other side of this wall to obscure that view, one, we won't even be able to see it from here because that's gonna be higher. But if we're a little further back, we may be able to see the portal just peeking over the top of the wall. Depends on where the perspective is, but I think that'll be okay. The whole point of this portal being back here, by the way, in the lore of this world, it's gonna be behind this wall because the civilization that was here discovered an ancient ruin, and they started doing all sorts of research and studying it, and you'll see the outcome here in a little bit. I'm not gonna light this portal just yet because I don't want to risk going through, but I'm gonna take a snooze and then we're gonna start building some stuff around it. I've marked out the center point here with a piece of netherrack, and this block right here is going to be the new center point, and I'm just gonna build this out to be 5 blocks long, and then I'm gonna use some temporary dirt to place 2 more blocks right here, and then I'll put another piece of temporary dirt right here, followed by another deep slate, and then the same thing, up 2, temporary block, and then up 5. Hopefully you see where I'm going with this. I mentioned earlier that you can only have a rectangular shape, which also includes squares, and a great way to get around that limitation is to mask off the portal with other blocks. It just makes it look more interesting, more unique, a whole bunch more fun. I'm telling you, that already looks so much better. Yeah, Yes, I know we can still see the corners, but we're gonna get there. Before I continue adding more details, I am gonna go to the back side of the portal, and I'm gonna mirror that exact same thing here. And while I don't foresee us being back here very often, who knows, maybe I'll build something back here one day, and I'll want both sides of this portal to be accessible, and all sides need to look good. And now that I think about this, I may have built this a little too low. I think that's gonna be okay though. Carry on, we're good. I'm gonna take walls and put them on every outer edge of every block, but I'm not gonna connect them up like this. I wanna leave the corners empty. So I've got something a little bit like that, and it's gonna go all the way around. But I'm gonna take another layer of these polished deep slate blocks and just fill in the corners on the outside as well, all the way around. So basically we've got a dual ring that goes around the entire portal on both sides of the portal. The Tricky Trials update has given us some beautiful new tough blocks to work with, and I'm going to use both of these in an alternating pattern going all the way across until this edge right here on both sides of the portal frame. And while the main part of this portal frame so far has been a circle, I'm going to build the rest of this to be an octagon. And I'm going to start that right here with a regular polished tough block, and then stairs going this way and stairs going that way. So it looks like two little arrows pointing in at the corner. And then I'll put another polished tough right here and do the exact same thing so that I've got two arrows pointing in again. And then I'm going to continue this pattern until I've got an octagon going around the outside of this circle. And it makes for a very interesting shape combination. Ow! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! I don't have rockets! I don't have sword! I don't have life! I'm gonna die. This is bad. Oh, it's bad. How do I still have... How do I not have... Oh my goodness, how am I alive with no hearts? I'm invincible. I've beaten Minecraft. I'm the best at this game. No, don't... Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. If that zombie took my netherite gear, that zombie took my netherite gear. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh boy, he has sword. Oh, we're saved. We're rescued by the hot trash bow. Too hot to handle. Prowl gave this to me. Where did the words on the sign go? Okay, can I get this done in 3 arrows, please? Die. Die! I said die! Oh, he's gonna hit me one time, and I am toast. Wow, you're a really bad fighter. You fight like Prowl. Okay, okay, okay. All right, come on! Netherite armor! You're doing your job, but can you do less of a job for me, please? I need my stuff back. Oh my goodness! 5 more arrows. Will that get the job done? Leave my villagers alone. Now, where's the rest of my stuff? I had another pickaxe. There's that. There's that. Did another zombie take off with it? Where's my fortune pick? Why are all the words gone from my signs? Minecraft is broken. That's probably why I died. Look, I'm missing half a heart. And if I eat, it doesn't replenish. I'm telling you, they say this is a visual bug, but I'm gonna blame all of the deaths that I've had so far in this video, which is 2, on that half a heart glitch. It's not my fault. Carry on. I still have no idea where my pick is though. You guys keep an eye out for me, please. Now, I do believe I have misspoke. I said that I only died twice in this episode. Actually, it's 3 times. I forgot to mention the time that I actually did fall under the obsidian floor and I lost everything except for my netherite gear and my elytra. Unfortunately, my mending bow that I had to use, it suffered great peril. It's gone. I don't care. Excuse me, what was that? Anyway, Prowl was kind enough to replace the bow for me. I don't know why he would do such a thing, but I'm gonna use it until the end of this episode, as my agreement states 2 full episodes of mending bow fun. Anyway, portal's looking pretty good, right? I've got some stairs that lead up to the entrance. I've got some dirt that looks like we dug it out. And I even got the other side of this finished as well. The whole thing is pretty much done. There's some more detailing I want to do to it, but I'm gonna pause on the detailing for just a moment. Actually, check these out. What a great use for end rods, yes? Don't you love it? I do. I'm gonna pause on the detailing for just a moment to go grab some powdered snow to stuff in this bucket. And a good indicator that you're standing on powdered snow is that it does not have a snow layer on top of it. That's not always the case. Like this is a regular snow block. But if we look for the slightly different texture of powdered snow, we should find it somewhere in here. Ah, yes, here it is. Okay, powdered snow in a bucket. The other thing that I need for this next part, I've already got. When I went Ancient City raiding, I picked up some skulk sensors along the way, and I need, well, 2 of them for right now. I'll need a couple more later, and I need a couple of amethyst shards, 6 to be exact. And I'm just gonna put these in the crafting table like this, with a little pyramid over the top to get a couple of calibrated skulk sensors. This is the first time I've ever played with these things before, and they're very, very cool. We don't have to worry, the Ancient City is far below here, and these aren't gonna trigger any wardens, but they make all sorts of cool noise, and they do all sorts of cool things, and we'll explain how these work here shortly. But I'm gonna go ahead and set up the trigger mechanism that is going to light and turn off this portal. Yes, it's going to have an on-off function, as any good Stargate kind of portal would, right? This does look like a Stargate, doesn't it? But I'm gonna put a dispenser right here and right here. Make sure that the scared faces instead of the smiley faces, that is the dispenser. And I'm gonna tackle these one at a time. The first is going to be the ignition mechanism, and this one is super, super simple. I'm gonna put one calibrated skulk sensor facing this direction. Yes, it does matter. You've got a little purple stripe back here from the amethyst shard. That is the input. All other sides are outputs for redstone signals. And then I'm going to put one comparator right here. And you notice how this is kind of triggering every time I walk around, right? I'm gonna put one redstone torch behind it, and now it goes silent. This is the magic of calibrated skulk sensors. Depending on the signal strength that's coming out of the comparator, this calibrated skulk sensor will do different things. So with a signal strength of 15, this is calibrated to explosions or player/entity deaths. Hopefully we won't have too many more of those over here, but an explosion is actually what I'm looking for to calibrate this skulk sensor to trigger this to light the portal. More on that in a minute. Over here, we're going to calibrate another explosion that will turn off the portal. And that's why I've got the powdered snow. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and put another calibrated skulk sensor right here with the stripe facing that direction. And same thing behind it, I'm going to place a comparator and a redstone torch, and now this is fully calibrated to explosions and player or entity deaths as well. However, this block will not power this dispenser, and I don't want it to. These need to operate differently because a flint and steel only needs a single toggle to get the portal lit. However, I want this powdered snow to toggle out and back in so that I don't just have snow sitting here when this is disabled. In order to accomplish that goal, I'm gonna bust out this block right here and this block right here, and I'm going to put an observer facing up directly below and diagonal to that calibrated skulk sensor, and then directly on top of that observer, one piece of redstone dust, and then an observer facing into that observer, and I'm going to bust out that stair and replace it with a solid block with redstone on top. So now this redstone torch is calibrated to explosions, and when this calibrated skulk sensor detects an explosion, it's going to send a redstone signal out to power on this redstone dust. And very rapidly, before this redstone dust powers back off, this observer is going to tick on and off. This observer is going to tick on and off. This redstone dust is going to tick on and off to power on this dispenser and dispense the snow. When this redstone dust powers off, it's going to do the same thing again. Observer will power on and off, observer will power on and off, redstone dust on and off, and the snow will get pulled back into the dispenser. Both of these mechanisms are complete. Well, except for that. I need to put a flint and steel in there. And luckily, I already have one on me. Let's go ahead and toss that in there. Now, we're not done yet. There's some stuff that's going to be happening over here, but I do want to give a quick demonstration of how this works if we were to try and trigger this manually. And for that, I need a little bit more snow. For this experiment, you can use things like eggs or snowballs, and snowballs are actually detected as an explosion. And I've just realized I've forgotten a very key important step, but I do want to go ahead and demonstrate anyway, because you're going to see the demonstration of the mistake that I made. All right, if I toss a snowball over here, that snowball explodes and magic happens. But the portal didn't stay on. Why did it turn off? Well, That's because this sensor and this sensor both detected the explosion from that snowball up there. I need to buffer the sound so that only one sensor will detect it at one time. And for that, I need a couple pieces of wool. I'm gonna dye these black so they kind of blend in with the environment of the portal a little bit better. But for the sake of demonstration right now, I'll just go ahead and toss them up here. One on top of this dispenser and one on top of this dispenser. And that should be about everything I need to ensure that these are going to stay separate. You might notice there's some white quartz up here with a couple of end rods, purely for decoration, but in the lore of the build, that's what actually activates the portal. Something's gonna go in there, snowballs for right now, to trigger a reaction and fire up the portal, and then something will go in over here to trigger another reaction to turn the portal off. So let's give another quick demonstration. I'll toss a snowball in the socket and boom, portal is on. Yes, it's working. Oh, I'm so happy. And then we can go over here and fire a snowball. And there we go, portal's turned off. Absolutely pointless and incredibly awesome all at the same time. But I don't want to be throwing snowballs. I don't want to have to do anything manually. I want this to happen when I flip a switch. And I've got just the solution. Okay, so Prowl has just responded to me. This has been my favorite thing to do to him, and I've not gotten it on camera just yet. Every single time he's been live, I've snuck up on him. Well, you'll see. Oh, there he is. There he is. Do you see his name tag? Let's go get him. Let's go get him. Hello, Prowl. Stop running away. Come back. He doesn't have an elytra, so he can't move too quick, but we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Hello, Prowl. Here we come. Let's go. Oh, it's my favorite thing. Hello.
That's how we're able to use piston. Ah! Stop it! I hate you. Ah! Go away! BluJay! Stop it! He tried to kill me! I can't get close! It's gonna kill me!
You got GPS location on me. Oh my goodness. He gets so frightened. It's amazing. It's a nice break from the action for me. That actually just gave me a really fun idea for a future prank, but we'll hold that for another day. Back to the portal. I've got a couple of markers set up over here, and I'm going to pillar up to 95 blocks. And as I am standing on this block right here, if I place a dispenser facing forward and another dispenser facing forward on top of it, that should be in line with the bottom and middle opening in the socket of this nether portal. Let me just confirm. Yes. So 95 is right here. The bottom dispenser will fire right about here, and the top one will fire right about here. I'm just gonna do the same thing over on the other side and mirror that. So now I've got dispensers on both sides. It looks kind of ugly right now, but don't worry, we'll make it look nice before the end of this episode. From here, I'm gonna pop out every other block and put redstone torches in between, and then do the same thing on the other side. And then I kind of need to decide where the next bit is gonna go. And for that mechanism, I need to dig into my trial chamber reserves if I can figure out where I left those. Ah, yes, here we go. I've got a couple of decorated pots that I've thrown together from some of the pottery sherds we got at the trial chambers. And I've got the scrape decorated pot and the windswept decorated pot, if that's what that's called. I can't remember. But it's got the little swirly on it, and it kind of makes it look like those little particles you see from the nether portal. So I think I'm going to use these two, and this pot is going to be the on switch, and this pot is going to be the off switch. I actually have a couple of people to thank, by the way, for this next redstone circuit. I spent 4 hours on a recent live stream tinkering with redstone and calibrated skulk sensors, and 2 people in particular were absolutely huge in the final design of this circuit, one of which is HWC Rebel, and the other is Swanky Potato. Thank you guys so much for your help. I could not have done this without you. So I mentioned earlier that calibrated skulk sensors can do different things depending on what they are calibrated with. A redstone torch puts out a full signal strength of 15, which again reacts to explosions and player or entity deaths. For this triggering mechanism, we want it to react to a block change, such as rattling a pot. So just for a quick demonstration, this skulk sensor is uncalibrated. I'm gonna stuff a hopper back here and a redstone comparator, and I'm gonna put 3 full stacks of subscribe to BluJay lapis. This is very important, by the way. Please subscribe. It'll make this this portal work way better. And then add 37 more. This is going to give a full signal strength of 11. And at 11 signal strength, it reacts to blocks changing. So you can do things like add food to campfires, or you can rattle a pot. Very, very cool stuff. And again, just so you don't think I'm crazy, well, you might think I'm crazy, but that's for totally different reasons. If I toss a snowball and explode the snowball, this does nothing. This has to be calibrated with a full signal strength of 15 in order for explosions to register. So the only thing that's going to work with this calibrated skulk sensor is rattle in the pots. I've dug out some space below the pots, and we should be good. As long as you're within 16 blocks of a calibrated sensor, it'll pick up the vibrations. So I'm actually gonna start on each end and build this in reverse, starting with a redstone repeater right here, and redstone dust to the middle, but I'm gonna stop one short of the middle, and then do the same thing on the other side. Then I'm gonna place a block here and here, with a redstone repeater into both of those blocks, followed by a comparator here and a comparator there, and then this time you want a dropper, which is the smiley face, not the scaredy face. And I'm gonna make sure it is facing to the side of these comparators. And then I'm gonna put another dropper right here facing the opposite direction so that these two droppers are facing directly into each other. Then from here, I'm gonna place 3 blocks on each side, followed by a calibrated skulk sensor right here, a calibrated skulk sensor right here, and then 1 comparator going into each, followed by a hopper and another hopper with our perfect subscribe to BluJay lapis in each. So now the only thing that is going to trigger these is the pots upstairs. And the last thing that I need to do is place 1 of any item inside of this dropper right here, which is going to activate 1 of the 2 sides. Okay, very important that you don't miss this step, otherwise it's not going to work. Place a piece of wool above that comparator and a piece of wool above that comparator, and I believe that should work. So let's give this a quick test. I'm going to rattle the pot, and that should switch. Perfect. They both switched. I will rattle this pot, and that should go off, and that should go on. Perfect. But now I should be able to rattle this pot, and nothing happens. Perfect. Yes. Excellent. So the great thing about this is I can rattle this as many times as I want, and absolutely nothing is going to happen. And here's why that's good. Because the materials that I'm going to put inside of these dispensers are actually going to be quite expensive, and I don't want to waste them. So I don't want to go over here and risk spam clicking this and firing out a bunch of rockets. Surprise, that's what we're going to use. And furthermore, once I've activated the portal, I don't want to waste the flint and steel up there either to activate the portal again. Now, if I don't want to have to second guess which one of these is ready to fire, I've got a really, really great solution for that. All I got to do is go over here and attach a redstone lamp to the side of that torch, and a redstone lamp to the side of this torch. And now, the side that is armed and ready to fire the rockets into the portal is the one that's lit. So, if I go ahead and rattle that, the light goes off, and this light comes on, and this one's ready to fire. So then I can go ahead and rattle that pot, and that turns off, and that turns on. And if I go ahead and rattle this pot again, nothing happens. Absolutely perfect. So now I think we're ready for a live test. Let me get some fireworks together and let's watch the magic happen. I now have enough firework rockets that I can put 2 stacks in each dispenser. So this is going to be blue, and this one is going to be purple. And same thing on the other side, blue here and purple here. Now, I've got a few extra stacks, and actually that works out perfectly. That each has 3 stacks of rockets inside. That should last a little while. I want to fill these up entirely, but that'll be a good start for now. Now, this is where the magic happens. If I go ahead and rattle this one right here that is armed and ready to go, watch this. Oh, it's going to be amazing. There goes the wrong side. What? I think I got these reversed. Hold tight. There's a fix for that, which means I'm just going to put a redstone torch here and a redstone torch here, and that should solve that problem. So I guess now I have to reverse the lamps, which means I can put a lamp right here and a lamp right here. And now they should be on the correct side. What happens if I do this? Hey, there it goes. It's working. Yay. Okay, well, now we get to test this again, because you kind of saw it already, but that wasn't magical. That was just a mistake. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, rattle the pot and watch the magic happen. There go the rockets, and boom, there's our portal activated. Oh, that's so cool. I absolutely love this. Now we can rattle this pot and the rockets take off. and boom, there goes the portal. It's gone. And just like we demonstrated earlier, I want you to see that this is true. If I rattle that pot again, nothing's gonna happen. I cannot spam click it and waste rockets. I'm okay wasting rockets like this when I'm trolling Prowl, but when we're activating the portal, we want to be conservative. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna sit here for a couple hours after I'm done recording this video and just watch this go back and forth because this is so stinking cool. And as much fun as I'm having, I probably should decorate these 2 pillars. And just like that, we are done. It's dark and the sun's about to come up, but I do want to show you quickly the dramatic lighting before it does. When we light the portal, the whole staircase gets bright. Oh, and it's just so amazing. And there's a little bit of lighting here, a little bit of lighting there. This is a second portal that I spent several hours building on stream. Thank you to everybody that hung out that night. And I literally built the entire portal over here again and then destroyed it. And it's just absolutely crazy. Adds to the atmosphere and the story of this area. I'm absolutely happy with this and I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you did enjoy it, make sure to like and comment. And if you're new, subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And I'll be back very soon with some more crazy stuff just like this. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.